A small percentage of games in NFL history had endings that you thought could only happen in a Hollywood drama. And after this video, when people ask you, do you believe in miracles? You can say yes. Why? Because you'll have seen them happen on the gridiron. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we present 10 NFL games that ended in a miracle. At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. And a big shout out to Mangione Videos from Orlando for suggesting this list. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, leave your ideas down below. You never know, we might use one and give you a shout out. Number 10, Brandon Stokley silences Cincinnati. Brandon Stokley won 2 Super Bowl championships in his career, but some folks simply remember him as one of Peyton Manning's favorite weapons during their days with the Indianapolis Colts. However, Stokley should be best remembered as a hero in the Denver Broncos' 2009 season opener on the road against the Bengals. Denver trailed 7-6 with less than a minute to go. There was little time for Kyle Orton to lead the Broncos into field goal range at this point. The Broncos were backed way up and simply had no chance at winning, or so we thought. Orton heaved a pass up to Pro Bowler Brandon Marshall, hoping he would make something happen. The ball bounced around for a bit before landing in the arms of Stokley, and he ran for the shocking 87-yard touchdown, silencing all of Cincinnati in the process. Right place, right time. Number 9, Aaron Rodgers' Hail Mary walk-off versus the Lions. By the time 2015 rolled around, most of us were aware that the Green Bay Packers QB Aaron Rodgers was almost like a superhuman. The 2-time league MVP already had performed what seemed like a million miraculous plays, but he still had one trick left up his sleeve. The Packers visited the Detroit Lions in Week 13 of the 2015 season. Looking to keep their playoff hopes intact, Green Bay relied on Rodgers for a miracle. With time for only one more play and backed up at their own 39, a win seemed out of reach. Then Aaron Rodgers happened. Classic Detroit Lions, classic Aaron Rodgers. Number 8, River City Relay All for Nothing. 2 miracles to end a football game. What more can you ask for? The New Orleans Saints needed a victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars to keep their small playoff hopes alive. Stuck at their own 25-yard line, they trailed by a touchdown with only seconds remaining. Aaron Brooks threw a pass to Dante Stallworth, and the Saints pulled off a series of lateral plays. In front of a stunned Jacksonville crowd, Jerome Paython dove to the end zone and scored the apparent game-tying touchdown. Then kicker John Carney had to boot the extra point in order to force overtime. A miracle play to score a late touchdown, a miracle missed to blow it. Number 7, Miracle at the Meadowlands. Since 1978, it seemed like the Philadelphia Eagles always go home happy following a road game against their longtime rival New York Giants. This time, the Eagles faced off against the Giants at the Meadowland in Week 12, and it looked like the home crowd would go home satisfied. Quarterback Joe Pisarcik just needed to take a knee, and the game was essentially over. Instead, the Giants called a running play for no apparent reason. Pisarcik wasn't prepared for the snap, and his handoff attempt at the fullback failed. Philly cornerback Herman Edwards jumped on the loose football and sprinted to the end zone, giving the Eagles the unlikeliest of victories. And that is why teams never run the ball when it's not necessary. The QB kneel has been much more popular since the miracle at the Meadowlands. Number 6, Miracle at the Met. The Minnesota Vikings looked finished in their Week 15 contest versus the Cleveland Browns in the 1980 season. They trailed by 14 points in the fourth quarter, but Tommy Kramer kickstarted an epic rally. Minnie cut the lead down to a single point with a minute and a half to go. Cleveland melted most of the clock and kicked the ball to Minnesota with only 23 seconds left. Avoid a miracle play, and the win was theirs, plain and simple. The Vikings ran a hook and lateral play and gained 39 yards, giving Kramer one chance to throw the ball up and hope for the best. Kramer threw the ball downfield, and the ball was knocked down into the hands of a waiting Ahmad Rashad, who caught it and got into the end zone as time expired to win the game. Yeah, this is the first Minneapolis miracle. Number 5, Miracle in Miami. South Beach has been a house of horrors for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, to say the least. Entering the Patriots' 2018 Week 14 contest with the Miami Dolphins, Brady held a 7-9 all-time record against the Dolphins in Miami. Well, things looked to go his way this time. The Patriots melted the clock on their final drive and led 33-28 with only 7 seconds left. Stuck at their own 30-yard line, the Dolphins can only hope for a miracle to win the game. Ryan Tannehill threw it downfield to Kenny Stills, who gave the ball to Devontae Parker. He then gave the ball to speedy running back Kenyon Drake, who ran through the Patriots' defense and got past tight end Rob Gronkowski, who was surprisingly on the football field to defend. Drake ran past a shocked Gronkowski, and the Dolphins shocked the Patriots. The win handed Brady a 10th loss in Miami, but this one was undoubtedly the most frustrating of them all. Number 4, the Minneapolis Miracle. The Minnesota Vikings looked destined for yet another crushing playoff defeat. They blew a 17-point lead to Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints in the 2017 divisional round. The Saints took the lead with less than half a minute to go on a Will Lutz field goal. Case Keenum could only hope for a miracle against the Saints. Backed up to the Minnesota 39-yard line with just 10 seconds remaining, Keenum stepped up and threw to wide receiver Stephon Diggs near the sideline. Diggs jumped up for the clutch catch, and safety Marcus Williams ducked underneath him and missed the easy tackle. Diggs then sprinted to the end zone with ease, and the Vikings escaped with a win via the Minneapolis Miracle. After all those years of heartbreak, the Vikings fans deserve this one the most. Number 3, Roger Staubach originates the Hail Mary. Roger Staubach and his Dallas Cowboys met the top-seeded Minnesota Vikings in the 1975 NFC Divisional Round. The legendary Minnesota Purple People Eaters defense kept Staubach and the Dallas offense in check for most of the game. Dallas trailed 14-10 and had to reach the end zone with a half a minute to go. Staubach, aka Captain America, threw a pass downfield to Drew Pearson. A devout Catholic, Staubach claims he simply said a Hail Mary hoping for the best. Well, the prayer was answered. Pearson made the catch for the game-winning touchdown, and all of Minnesota was left stunned and silent. This is where the Hail Mary play originated. Staubach gave it the popular name and made it happen when all hope looked lost. Number 2, the Music City Miracle. The Tennessee Titans and Buffalo Bills squared off in the 1999 AFC Divisional Round. This defensive affair saw Buffalo seemingly put the game away when kicker Steve Christie booted the go-ahead field goal with only 16 seconds left. The Titans had very little time on the clock to drive downfield for a game-winning field goal or touchdown. If they were to advance, the Titans' special team unit would need to make the miracle play work. Lorenzo Neal picked up the football after the kickoff and handed it to Frank Wycheck. The latter then found an open Kevin Dyson and threw it to him. Dyson caught the football and spun it down the sideline toward the end zone, finding the Bills delivering Tennessee the most improbable win in their history. And number 1, the Immaculate Reception. It started the historic Pittsburgh Steelers and Oakland Raiders rivalry. It was the 1972 AFC Divisional Round, and Pittsburgh looked finished. They trailed 7-6 with only 22 seconds left. Terry Bradshaw was facing a 4th and 10 situation. There was no time to get into field goal range. Bradshaw took the snap and danced around, evading defenders and finally heaving a pass at the John Fuqua, but Raiders defensive back Jack Tatum hit Fuqua and seemingly broke up the pass. Or not. The ball bounced right into the hands of Franco Harris, who picked up the football and ran it in for the game-winning touchdown. Fans in the packed Three River Stadium jumped up and down for joy, celebrating the biggest win in the franchise's history at the time. It was one of the unlikeliest miracles you'll ever see, and the Steelers became a 70s dynasty, winning 4 Super Bowls. The Immaculate Reception remains the most iconic play in Steelers franchise history, and they haven't had a miracle like it since. What other NFL games ended with a miracle play? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.